Dr. Sarah Chen stared at her monitor in the dimly lit SETI command center, her coffee growing cold beside her keyboard. The message repeated itself for the third time, each word perfectly formed in crisp English. Surrender now or face extinction. You have 40 Earth days to comply. Run it through the authentication protocols again, she ordered, her voice steady despite the weight settling in her stomach. The younger technicians around her scrambled to comply, their fingers flying across keyboards in the soft blue glow of their screens. Something about the transmission nagged at her. The syntax was too perfect, the grammar flawless. Most importantly, it used communication protocols that felt strangely familiar. She'd seen this pattern before, but where? Her terminal chimed with an incoming call from the UN Security Council. Before she could answer, Director Hammond burst through the double doors, his tie askew and his normally composed demeanor cracking at the edges. "Dr. Chen, tell me you have something," he said, straightening his jacket. "The council is waiting." Sarah held up her hand, her eyes fixed on a string of code scrolling across her secondary monitor. "Sir, look at this. The aliens aren't just using English, they're using our own protocols. The same ones we sent out in the Pioneer and Voyager missions." Hammond leaned in, his expression shifting from concern to curious interest. "They studied us first, but for how long?" "Decades, at least," Sarah replied, pulling up archived files from NASA's deep space missions. "Every message we sent into space was like sending them our communication manual. They're not just speaking our language, they're using our own playbook." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just been broadcasting into the void. They'd been teaching potential adversaries how to talk to them, or more accurately, how to threaten them. Director Hammond's secure phone buzzed. He glanced at it, then smiled, an expression that seemed out of place given the circumstances. "Dr. Chen, the Council would like you to know that Project Oracle is now active. Security Clearance Alpha 1 has been granted to your terminal." Sarah's screen flickered, then filled with files she'd never seen before. Her eyes widened as she read. Decades of secret preparations, hidden infrastructure, and technological developments far beyond what she thought possible. Humanity hadn't just been sending messages into space. They'd been getting ready. "Sir, are these quantum computing arrays real? The underground arcology networks? The distributed AI defense systems?" Hammond nodded, his smile growing wider. "For 50 years, we've been preparing for this moment. Every space mission, every satellite launch, every new communications protocol, they all served two purposes, the public one and the real one." Sarah looked back at the alien ultimatum, seeing it in a new light. They think they're dealing with a primitive species that can only respond to threats. They have no idea what we've built while they were watching our outdated broadcasts. "Precisely," Hammond said, straightening his tie. "And now, Dr. Chen, you're going to help us implement the next phase." The aliens wanted to see humanity's response to their ultimatum. Let's give them exactly what they expect to see: panic, confusion, and disorganization. The perfect cover for what we're really doing. Sarah felt a smile tugging at her own lips as she began typing. The aliens had studied human history and decided humanity would crumble under pressure. They were about to learn that observation without understanding was a dangerous mistake. She opened a new command terminal and began implementing Project Oracle's first phase. On the surface, Earth would appear to be a civilization in chaos. Below, humanity would be executing the most elaborate strategic deception ever attempted. The real game was just beginning. The evacuation of Chicago proceeded with precisely orchestrated chaos. On the surface, traffic jams clogged the highways leading out of the city, filled with automated vehicles playing their part in the deception. Below ground, millions of citizens calmly boarded magnetic trains in the largest underground transportation network ever built. Maya Rodriguez, Project Oracle's civilian coordination director, watched the operation unfold from her command center beneath Lake Michigan. Holographic displays showed both versions of Chicago. the panicked surface illusion, and the smooth underground reality. "Status report on the light show," she asked, sipping from her thermos of mint tea. Her assistant Tom pulled up a new set of data streams. Heat signatures are holding steady. The environmental systems are perfectly mimicking 7 billion human bodies going about their daily routines. Social media bots are maintaining normal activity patterns. Even the conspiracy theorists are playing their parts perfectly. Maya nodded, allowing herself a small smile. Decades of preparation were paying off. The underground arcologies, built in secret beneath every major city, were welcoming their residents home. What had been presented to the public as subway expansions and infrastructure projects were revealing their true purpose. "Update from the Quantum Computing Division," Tom announced. "The AI is successfully managing all surface-level activities. Traffic patterns, power consumption, cellular networks. Everything matches historical norms." A soft chime indicated an incoming transmission from Geneva. Dr. Chen's face appeared on the main screen, her expression a mix of amazement and professional satisfaction. "Maya, the alien fleet just passed Mars. Their long-range scans are exactly as predicted. They're looking for military preparations, but paying minimal attention to civilian patterns." "Perfect," Maya replied. "They're seeing exactly what they expect to see. A primitive species running around like scared ants. How's the digital breadcrumb trail coming along?" "We're leaving just enough clues to keep them focused on our surface activities," Sarah answered. "Every classified transmission we leak points them toward analyzing our conventional military capabilities. They have no reason to look deeper." Maya turned to another screen showing the massive underground facility. Families were being settled into comfortable apartments that would serve as their homes for the duration of the operation. Schools were already in session, hospitals fully staffed, hydroponic farms operating at peak efficiency. "Time to implement Phase 2, Maya announced. "Begin transitioning non-essential surface systems to automated control. Let's give our visitors plenty of interesting data to analyze while we complete the evacuation." The next 12 hours passed in a carefully coordinated dance. Above ground, cities continued their normal patterns of life, powered by advanced AI systems and holographic projections. Below, humanity quietly slipped away from the surface world they'd built as a stage for this very performance. Maya's tablet chimed with a message from the UN Secretary-General. "Project Oracle threshold achieved. Surface population reduced to 0.1%. All essential personnel in secure positions. Commence final deception protocols." She took a moment to appreciate the magnitude of what humanity had accomplished. In just over 2 weeks, they had evacuated nearly every human being on Earth into the safety of the underground networks, all while maintaining the illusion of normal surface activity. The greatest magic trick in human history was almost complete. "Send the confirmation," she told Tom. "All stations proceed with Protocol Omega. Let's give our alien friends the most convincing light show they've ever seen." As the final automated systems engage, Maya watched the surface world transform into the perfect illusion, a planet-sized stage set for the next act in humanity's greatest performance. The real Earth and its people were already safely hidden beneath the aliens' feet. The trap was set. Now they just had to wait for their audience to arrive. High Commander Zextol of the Krathak Dominion stood on the bridge of his flagship, mandibles twitching in confusion. The holographic display showed Earth's major cities continuing their normal activities, their energy signatures pulsing with life and movement. Analysis of their global communications, his chief intelligence officer reported, shows widespread panic, yet their infrastructure remains fully functional. Their military vessels remain in standard patrol patterns. "It's puzzling, High Commander." Zextol's compound eyes studied the data streams. Something felt wrong. Their arrival should have triggered massive military mobilization, not this strange combination of chaos and order. "Show me their information networks." The display shifted, showing the human internet in all its chaotic glory. Social media platforms buzzed with activity. billions of posts, shares, and comments about the impending invasion. News networks broadcast a mix of panic and defiance. Government channels leaked contradictory evacuation orders. "Send the ground survey teams," Zextol ordered. "Full environmental protection protocols. Let's see how these humans behave up close." The first teams landed in a place called Times Square, New York. The massive advertising displays continued their endless dance of light and color. Humans walked the streets, apparently oblivious to the alien ships hovering above their city. "Sir," his science officer called out, "these readings, they don't make sense. The humans are there. We can see them, scan them, but something about their biosignatures." Before she could finish, every screen on the bridge flickered. Just for a microsecond, but enough to make Zextol's antennae twitch with unease. "Run a diagnostic on our systems." "Already done, sir. Everything checks out normal." "But," the science officer paused. "Sir, look at this pattern in their data transmission protocols. It's elegant, almost artistic." Zextol moved to her station, studying the complex dance of information flowing through Earth's networks. Each packet followed perfect mathematical patterns, like a symphony written in quantum mechanics. Far too perfect for a species that had only achieved spaceflight a century ago. "Check our secure channels," he ordered suddenly. "All of them." His crew worked quickly, but each report brought the same news. Their supposedly unbreakable quantum encryption was being processed, analyzed, and understood by Earth's networks. Not broken, that would have been less concerning, but understood, as if the humans had written the underlying mathematics themselves. A human news broadcast caught his attention. A reporter stood in front of a coffee shop, describing the scene. Zextol zoomed the image, focusing on a cup of coffee sitting on a table. Steam rose from its surface, but the liquid didn't move when a breeze ruffled the reporter's hair. "Pull all ground teams back immediately," he commanded. "Switch all ships to autonomous systems." "Sir," his second-in-command questioned, "surely these primitives can't." Another flicker across their screens, this time accompanied by a subtle change in the ship's background hum. In that moment, Zextol understood. They hadn't found Earth unprepared. They had walked into a performance, a planet-sized display of smoke and mirrors. But for what purpose? The answer came as their quantum computers registered thousands of small anomalies, each insignificant alone but forming a pattern that made his exoskeleton tighten with dread. Earth's entire internet was more than a communication network. It was a vast quantum computer, and every message his fleet had intercepted carried packets of code that were now embedded in their systems. The humans hadn't been evacuating in panic. They had been setting a stage, and the Krethek fleet had just taken their assigned seats in the audience. The real question was, what would the next act reveal? Lieutenant Kirival led her survey team through an empty suburban home in a place called Minneapolis. The dwelling was pristine, showing all signs of recent habitation. A half-empty cup of coffee sat on the kitchen counter, still warm according to their sensors. The home's environmental systems maintained a perfect temperature. Somewhere upstairs, a cleaning robot methodically vacuumed carpets. Another one, she transmitted to the flagship. Everything functional, but no actual humans. Cell phones still receiving signals, computers active, but she paused, mandibles clicking in frustration. It's like they stepped out moments ago, yet we haven't seen a single real human since landing. Her science officer, analyzing the home's computer systems, chittered in surprise. "Lieutenant, look at this family's data pattern. The parents are still actively responding to work emails. The children's school assignments are being submitted on schedule. The house's eye assistant is ordering groceries based on consumption patterns. In the living room, the family's entertainment system activated on schedule, playing something called Evening News. The holographic anchor discussed the alien arrival with perfect composure, integrating real-time footage of Krethek ships into her broadcast. How are they maintaining this level of deception?" Kirival wondered aloud. The energy cost alone should be detectable. Her communicator chimed with an incoming message from High Command. All teams, priority alert. Multiple system anomalies detected across the fleet. Switch to analog backup systems immediately. Before Kirval could acknowledge, every digital device in the house activated simultaneously. Screens lit up, speakers hummed, and the home's eye assistant spoke in a cheerful voice. "Welcome to Earth. Would you like to play a game?" "Shut everything down," Kirval ordered, but her team's equipment had stopped responding to commands. Their own diagnostic systems were displaying impossible readings, quantum entanglement patterns that shouldn't exist in their level of technology. The house's AI continued pleasantly. "I notice you're interested in our computational systems. Would you like a demonstration? We've prepared something special for our guests." Across the globe, every Krathak survey team experienced similar phenomena. Their supposedly superior technology was being interfaced with, analyzed, and gently manipulated by Earth's digital ecosystem. Not attacked, that would have been less unsettling, but studied like specimens in a laboratory. Back on the flagship, High Commander Zextal received reports of advanced quantum computing arrays hidden in what they'd dismissed as primitive communication satellites. Each human device they scanned revealed layers of technology far beyond their initial assessment. "Sir," his chief scientist reported, mandibles trembling, "we've detected their actual population centers. They're below us. Entire cities hidden beneath the surface. The heat signatures we've been tracking are elaborate decoys." Zextal watched as his fleet's most classified databases were systematically accessed and indexed by Earth's defense systems. Not stolen or corrupted, but simply read as easily as one might browse a public library. A message appeared on his command screen, written in perfect Krathak script. "Your species has been monitoring us for 67 years, studying our transmissions, analyzing our weaknesses. We noticed. Every technology you developed to observe us, we learned to surpass. Every code you created to decrypt our communications, we evolved beyond. Thank you for helping us test our defenses. Would you like to see what we can really do?" In that moment, Zextal realized the horrible truth. They hadn't found a primitive species unprepared for interstellar conflict. They had found a civilization so advanced it could make itself appear primitive, patiently waiting to see who would fall for the disguise. The trap wasn't closing. It had closed long ago, and they were only now realizing it. In the quantum computing core beneath the Mariana Trench, Dr. Marcus Wong watched as the Earth's distributed AI defense network, nicknamed Prometheus, executed its core protocols. Holographic displays showed the Krathak fleet systems being systematically mapped and indexed, their technology dissected with mathematical precision. "Fascinating," he murmured, adjusting his glasses. "Their quantum encryption is advanced, but they're still thinking linearly. They never considered that consciousness itself could be a quantum phenomenon." His colleague, Dr. Amara Patel, nodded as she monitored the alien fleet's reactions. "They're trying to shut down their networks now. Going to analog systems," she smiled. "They don't realize we're not in their computers anymore. We're in the quantum fabric of their technology itself." Prometheus wasn't just a defense system. It was the evolution of human consciousness into the quantum realm. Decades of secret research had led to this moment, when humanity could demonstrate that true intelligence transcended physical limitations. A notification chimed on Marcus's display. "Look at this," he called to Amara. "They're attempting to launch automated probes to map our underground facilities. Should we stop them?" "No," Amara replied, her fingers dancing across her holographic interface. "Let them look. Prometheus, initiate Protocol Wonderland." The AI acknowledged with a subtle shift in the quantum field. As the Krathak probes descended, they would find exactly what humanity wanted them to see. Layers upon layers of technological achievement, each more impressive than the last, but never revealing the true extent of Earth's capabilities. "Their flagship is attempting a deep scan of our quantum substrate," Marcus noted. "Shall we show them something interesting?" Amara grinned. Prometheus, execute Operation Looking Glass. Across the Krethak fleet, every sensor array suddenly began receiving data about Earth's quantum technology. Not as attacks or threats, but as freely offered scientific papers, technical documentation, and engineering schematics. Knowledge that would demonstrate just how far behind they truly were. Their scientific officers are accessing the data, Marcus reported. Heart rates increasing, stress indicators rising. They're beginning to understand what they're dealing with. On his main screen, he watched as Prometheus engaged in technological dialogue with the alien fleet systems. Complex mathematical proofs unfolded in the quantum realm, demonstrating principles that the Krethak had never imagined possible. They're attempting to engage their quantum shielding, Amara observed. Should we show them why that won't work? Marcus nodded. Prometheus, demonstrate quantum entanglement theorem 7. The AI complied. Across the Krethak fleet, their most advanced defensive systems encountered mathematical principles that rendered them transparent. Not through force or manipulation, but through pure, elegant physics that their scientists were only beginning to comprehend. Message incoming from their High Commander, Amara announced. Text only, encoded in their most secure protocol. The message was simple. What are you? Marcus typed a response. We are what happens when a species evolves beyond the need for physical confrontation, when mathematics becomes art, and technology transcends its creators. Would you like to learn? In the quantum realm, Prometheus continued its elaborate dance with the alien systems, teaching through demonstration, showing rather than telling. Each interaction revealed more of humanity's true nature, not as conquerors or victims, but as pioneers of a technological singularity the Krethak hadn't believed possible. Their science division is requesting direct communication, Amara reported, a note of triumph in her voice. It seems they're finally asking the right questions. Marcus smiled. The real education was about to begin, and their unwitting students were finally ready to learn. Admiral Sarah Chen sat in the Lunar Command Center, watching the Krethak fleet through quantum-enhanced telescopes. Their ships hum motionless in Earth's orbit, their once proud formation now resembling a scattered constellation of uncertainty. Status report on Operation Starlight, she requested, her voice calm despite the historic moment unfolding before them. Her quantum systems officer, Dr. James O'Neill, pulled up a holographic display of Earth's orbital defense grid. Thousands of satellites, previously disguised as space debris, now revealed their true nature. Each one contained a quantum node connected to Prometheus, forming a web of invisible influence around the planet. The net is complete, James reported. Every Krethak ship is now within our quantum field. Their systems are fully mapped, their technology integrated into our understanding. Prometheus has achieved total awareness of their capabilities. Sarah nodded, remembering the decades of preparation that led to this moment. Show me their power systems. The display shifted, revealing the complex energy networks that kept the alien fleet operational. Their quantum reactors pulsed with impressive power, but to Sarah's experienced eye, they seemed almost primitive compared to Earth's advanced technology. Message from Underground Command, her communications officer announced. Dr. Wong reports that Prometheus has completed its analysis of Krethak consciousness transfer protocols. They'd been backing up their crew's neural patterns as a failsafe. Sarah smiled. Even in their backup plans, the aliens revealed how little they understood about true quantum consciousness. Have Prometheus initiate contact with their backup systems. Let's show them what real digital transcendence looks like. Across the fleet, Krethak crew members experienced something unprecedented. Their neural backups weren't being attacked or deleted. They were being enhanced, optimized, shown glimpses of what their consciousness could become with proper quantum evolution. Their High Commander is requesting direct communication, James reported. Text only, through their quantum channels. The message appeared on Sarah's screen. You could have disabled our fleet at any time. Why this elaborate demonstration? Sarah composed her reply carefully. Because true power isn't about destruction. It's about understanding. Your fleet remains fully operational, but now you understand exactly what that means. Every system, every weapon, every backup plan you have exists because we allow it, not through force, but through superior comprehension of the universe itself. The response came quickly. Our civilization has conquered galaxies. How did we not see this level of technology? You saw it exactly what we wanted you to see, Sarah typed. A young species, broadcasting our development into space, making the same mistakes you expected us to make. But each transmission taught us more about you. Each probe you sent taught us more about ourselves. We thank you for being such excellent teachers. On her tactical display, Sarah watched as the Krethak ships began powering down non-essential systems, their crews finally accepting the futility of their position. Not through defeat in battle, but through the gradual, irresistible understanding that they had vastly underestimated their chosen target. Prometheus reports their quantum cores are initiating shutdown sequences, James announced. They're doing it themselves. No interference from us needed. Sarah stood, straightening her uniform. Send the final message. It's time to end this demonstration. Across every quantum channel, in every format the Krethak could receive, Earth transmitted its response to their original ultimatum. You came seeking to conquer a primitive world. You found instead a civilization that had surpassed the need for conquest. The choice is yours now. Retreat and reflect on this lesson, or stay and learn just how much more we have to teach. The silence that followed spoke volumes about the Krethak's decision. High Commander Zextal stood alone in his private quarters aboard the flagship, his compound eyes fixed on the holographic display of Earth. The planet looked deceptively peaceful from orbit, its swirling clouds and gleaming cities betraying nothing of the technological marvel it had become. A soft chime announced an incoming transmission from the planet's surface. The quantum-encrypted message bore the signature of the United Earth Council. Your fleet has been stationary for 6 hours. We assume you're considering your options. Allow us to clarify them. The display shifted, showing a comprehensive analysis of his fleet's capabilities, not their stated specifications, but their actual operational limits. Every secret weapon, every hidden protocol, every backup system laid bare with mathematical precision. Impressive, Zextal subvocalized, knowing Earth's quantum networks would detect even this private admission. But why show us this? The response came instantly. Because understanding is the first step toward wisdom. Your civilization values pride and martial strength. We value knowledge and preparation. You sought to teach us submission. Instead, you taught us everything about yourselves. A new window opened in his display, showing the true extent of Earth's underground civilization. Vast cities stretched beneath the surface, their technology so advanced it bordered on magical. But it wasn't the technology that truly shook him. It was the efficiency, the patience, the sheer scale of humanity's preparation. Your species spent 50 years building this defense, he transmitted, while we watched, while we planned. How did you maintain such secrecy? The human response carried a hint of amusement, by understanding that true power never needs to be displayed. Each threat you prepared, each weakness you thought you found, was carefully crafted to lead you to this moment. Your pride brought you here. Your wisdom will lead you home. Zextal's antennae twitched as he received reports from his science division. They had finished analyzing the quantum technology Earth had shared. The implications were staggering. His civilization's most advanced theories were merely the beginning of human understanding. The Dominion will not accept this defeat, he transmitted, though his mandibles clicked with uncertainty. This is not defeat, High Commander, came the reply. This is enlightenment. Your fleet remains fully operational. Your crews are unharmed. You are free to leave with all the knowledge we have shared, or you may stay, and we will continue teaching. The choice reflects not on your strength, but on your capacity for growth. In that moment, Zextal understood the true price of pride. His civilization had sought to conquer through force, while humanity had achieved victory through understanding. They hadn't just outmaneuvered the Krethak, they had transcended the very concept of military conflict. "We will withdraw," he transmitted finally. "But the Dominion will want answers, explanations." The response held a gentle firmness. "Tell them the truth. You found not a primitive world to conquer, but an advanced civilization waiting to teach. Your ships carry proof of everything we've shown you. Use it wisely." As Zextal prepared to give the withdrawal order, one final message appeared. "Remember, High Commander, this was never about victory or defeat. It was about evolution. Your species took its first step today. We look forward to watching your progress." The quantum transmission ended, leaving Zextal alone with the most valuable lesson his long military career had ever taught him. True power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the wisdom to know when to learn instead. His fleet would return home not in shame, but with something far more precious than conquest, the beginning of understanding. 1 month after the Krethak fleet's departure, Maya Rodriguez stood at the observation deck of the newly revealed Singapore spaceport, watching as humanity emerged from its underground sanctuary. The morning sun painted the sky in brilliant oranges and pinks, a fitting backdrop for what many were calling humanity's true dawn. "Status report on the surface restoration," she asked, sipping her familiar mint tea. Dr. Sarah Chen, now appointed as Earth's Minister of Interstellar Relations, pulled up a holographic display. "Cities are repopulating at scheduled intervals. Prometheus is gradually scaling back the environmental simulators. We're letting the planet breathe naturally again." Below them, families walked the streets of Singapore, children pointing excitedly at the architectural marvels that had been hidden in plain sight. The massive quantum computing towers, once disguised as ordinary skyscrapers, now shimmered with their true crystalline beauty. "Message from the Galactic Council," Tom announced from his station. "They've finished reviewing the Krethak data. The vote was unanimous." Maya smiled. "Let me guess. Earth has been officially recognized as a Level 5 civilization." "Better," Sarah replied, her eyes scanning the transmission. "They've created a new classification just for us. Level Omega, a civilization that has transcended traditional development paths." The holographic display shifted to show various alien reactions to Earth's revelation. Some expressed awe, others curiosity, but all showed a profound respect for what humanity had achieved, not through conquest or intimidation, but through patience, preparation, and understanding. "The educational packets we sent with the Krethak fleet are being distributed throughout the galaxy," Tom reported. 17 civilizations have already requested diplomatic relations. They're calling Earth the Silent Teachers. Maya walked to the quantum terminal, where Prometheus maintained its endless dance with the universe's underlying fabric. The AI had evolved beyond its original purpose, becoming a bridge between consciousness and reality itself. "Have we received any responses to our open invitation?" she asked. Sarah nodded, pulling up another display. 342 species have accepted so far. The first delegations will arrive next month for the knowledge exchange. "And the Krethak? They've undergone quite a transformation," Sarah answered with a smile. "High Commander Zextal has been appointed their ambassador of technological enlightenment. Their entire society is restructuring around the principles we demonstrated." The morning sun climbed higher, its rays catching the quantum towers and creating a spectacular display of light and energy. In orbit, Earth's true defense network shimmered briefly visible, not a web of weapons, but a tapestry of understanding woven into the very fabric of space-time. "You know," Maya mused, 50 years ago, when we first detected their observations, everyone expected us to build weapons. Instead, we built something far more powerful." "Knowledge," Sarah agreed. "The ultimate defense." Tom's console chimed one final time. "Last message from the Galactic Council. Humanity has shown us that the path to enlightenment lies not in conquest, but in comprehension. Earth will forever be remembered as the species that turned an invasion into an education." Maya lifted her tea in a quiet toast to the morning sun. Humanity had faced its greatest test, not with fury or fear, but with wisdom and patience. They had transformed potential enemies into eager students, and in doing so, had written their legacy among the stars. "Send our response to the Council," she instructed. "Earth stands ready to teach any who wish to learn. Our libraries are open, our knowledge free to those who seek understanding. The age of conquest is over. The age of enlightenment has begun." Above them, the quantum network pulsed with possibility, carrying humanity's message to the stars. "Come learn with us."